Hello. Feels like an age since I last did a reading. Unfortunately, I've been away because I've been ill. Unfortunately, the whole household came down with flu, and I needed to take a good long rest. Normally, this sort of the weekend, I'd be doing my weeklies and my monthlies and my dailies all sort of together and everything. But tonight, I'm just doing my monthlies, as it were. Um, and it's literally going to be this is my reading for March 2023, which I hope you will enjoy. And hopefully by the end of the weekend, I would have recorded my weekly reading and my daily readings and be cracking back on with that on Monday. So, without further ado, we shall choose your cards for March 2023. Now, I've chosen the Believe in Yourself Oracle cards to choose the packs for you this month. And so the three that we have are Wings, which it says you never needed those wings. You never needed those wings to fly. Okay. And the second one is, so I'm still a little bit snotty, but there we go. Nostalgia. Focus on the here and now. Okay, that's your second one for March. And the third one for March is Princess. You can be your own knight. Okay, so I'm going to leave you for a little while just to ponder on these and see which one you're drawn to, and then you will find the corresponding timestamp in the blurb just under the. Sorry, my brain's a little bit foggy, but we will plough on regardless. So yes, you will find it in the blurb. You will find the right timestamp, and onto your reading. And hopefully I will be a little bit more with it than my brain is taking me at the moment. So if you don't mind a half fluey person doing your monthly reading, then please join me at the right timestamp. Take care, and I'll see you in a mo. Hello, Pile 1, and welcome to your reading. It's lovely to be back after being rather poorly, and everybody being poorly, and everything just felt really discombobulated. So it's just so nice to be back and doing what I enjoy, and I hope you enjoy it too. Anyway, right, let's get into your monthly reading. So this is for the month of March 2023. And the card that you chose for your reading is from the Believe in Your Own Magic Oracle. And the card that you chose is called Wings, and it said you never needed those wings to fly. So I'm going to show you the picture there again. And if you just notice there that Our Lady is floating beautifully in the sky, as she is. And what's sort of behind her, it's almost like a magical wind is sort of taking her up and showing her how brilliant everything is when you're flying high. And it's like she's sort of left she's stopped being the princess in the tower, and she's escaping to a whole new world. You don't want to be sitting in that tower expecting somebody to come along and save you, when actually you can save yourself from the tower, because I think at the end of the day, we're all told this story that, one day we're going to grow up and a handsome prince is going to come along, sweep us off our feet, and, we're going to live happily ever after. It don't happen. We've got to become our own princes, our own saviors, because it's not going to happen. Let's be real. but let's be honest, there are no princes out there. Not real ones. Not in the. They're titled men, yes, but you know. But anyway, I digress, and I need to get back on with the reading. Right, okay. Um, so yes, we need to fly. We need to be ourselves. We need to rise above all of the naysayers and tell them where to go, basically. Right, and I have chosen a well, beautiful. She popped out of the pack as I was shuffling. Actually, the music oracle cards that I have, I chose one for everybody, and you have Billie Holiday, which is lovely, and I really love what she's wearing here. This beautiful, bright colours and the beautiful sort of flowers in her hair, and it ties in nicely with the picture for the mindfulness exercise, which again is all sort of petals, and this would be like some Zen monks walking in the petals. So that will be very interesting to look at later, and that will do last of all. And everybody's got a mindfulness exercise for the month. So if you end up having 2 packs, you'll end up having 2 exercises. Lots of homework for you. Right. Okay. So Billie Holiday, I'm going to read the blurb on her. Get my little book out. And then we'll have a look at what she has got to say for herself. So you've got to find it first. Ah, here she is. Right. Billie Holiday was a dazzling talent, a jazz singer who introduced a new sense of intimacy and virtuosity to an art form. She was blessed with a voice that struck listeners like lightning and a gift for probing beneath the surface of a song to penetrate its hidden meanings. Popular image of Holiday as an all-purpose victim and romantic martyr. Her early life was blighted by poverty, her years of celebrity scarred by addiction, tragedy, and institutionalized racism and squandered opportunities, has tended to overshadow her sublime artistry, and her legacy is secure. But her legacy is secure. Billie Holiday was an indisputably great artist, not because of the suffering her lifestyle brought her, but in spite of it. So that's really interesting. It sort of makes you feel that although you have difficulties in life, although things are not perfect, things are tough, you can still rise above it. Like you can with the Wings picture, you can rise above it. You can still sing beautifully, be beautiful. You can put the even if on your darkest day, if you want to go out there, put the lippy on and just be, just be, then just do it. Do what makes you happy, not what other people expect you to do. Yes, I have a good old cuppa here. That should keep me going. I've still got 2 more of these to do. Right. Oh, a bit of Earl Grey. That is today. Right. Anyway, I'm going to move on with the oracle readings because I have several oracle cards that I've picked for you. Right. And we have the Everyday Witches Oracle. These are lovely little cards, really lovely little cards. And the first one is Affirmation for Healing of the Heart, which is that one there. I'll give you that nice little look at her. There's 2 people there. There was more than one person, so nice little look at her. Sometimes my cards feel very feminine and others not so much. And sometimes I will occasionally say, "Oh, look at her, that pack." I can't help it. It's just something that I feel inside. And yes, it's just like she's had her heart broken. Something has happened to her, but look who is supporting her. It's either her dad or her partner, depending on how you want to look at things. But also there's a doggy, nestling against them. They're sitting by a fire, and the cat's having a bit of a look as well to see if their mummy is okay. So it sort of reminds us that although we might be suffering, although we might be in a really difficult situation at the moment, there are people around us, people, animals, whatever, even if we can't see them. So it could be people on the spirit side of the world, because our gods and our spirits walk beside us rather than above us. And so, well, that's what I believe anyway. And so they're only a footstep behind us or beside us, and they'll always hold us. We can never need to feel totally alone and totally abandoned, because we're not. Okay. Fire magic is the second card. As you can see, we've got our witch sitting by their fire out in the open with their looks like a Maine Coon cat having a play with the candles there. They've got 3 candles lit, and she's sort of creating herself a ball of energy, and it's quite a lovely scene, that, a really special scene. Sometimes you just need to go off on your own and create your own energy in order to start to feel better. Just go within the self. It doesn't have to be literally going off and lighting a fire somewhere. In some cases, that might not be the safest thing to do. Have a little sip. But, even a metaphorical fire, even doing a dream walk or a path working or whatever that makes you feel that, you can approach the fire, create the energy that you need, and let go of any energies that you don't need. It's there. You can still do it. Right. Okay. Ooh. Now, always makes me. I always realise I need to take notice when I yawn during readings, because what I was finding, I was thinking, oh, maybe it's because I'm tired, but I actually feel now that it actually has some meaning within the reading that I'm doing. Because what I sometimes find is that I will feel really drained of energy in one reading, and then suddenly my other energies will have lots of energy, and I'll feel really sprightly again. So I want to take notice that I'm yawning on this particular phase of the reading, and we will see why. Okay. It might actually be to do with the fire one. I think it's more drawn to the yawning due to the fire one, and about raising energy, and perhaps whoever this reading is directed towards really needs to think about conserving and building up a new lot of energy, because it is really taking the situation you're in, whatever the situation you're in is, it's taking a lot out of you, and you're giving out too much. I think that's what I feel this is saying, that the yawn is saying, is that you're giving too much of yourself, and you need to take it back and build yourself back up within. Okay, I hope that helps. Right. Excuse me, my throat is still a little bit, after the flu. Anyway, coming to my Avalon magic cards. These are my Avalon Magic Oracle cards. And I have this lovely gentleman. This could be Lancelot. These are Arthurian. After all, we have Lancelot perhaps on his horse with his sword ready to take action. And we also have our lovely lady here. She is looking up at the crescent moon with presenting a cup to it. So perhaps she's a priestess working on some moon water. So there we go. Okay. Right, we'll have a look to see what these both have to say. Right. On your soul's journey, you need to lose yourself so that you can find yourself again. Follow your dreams. So, if I'm not sure whether this means literal dreams or whether this is instinct or something you really want to do, but if that's what it is, um, perhaps this certainly for some people is saying that you're bogging yourself down with too much self-doubt, and that because you're bogging yourself down with this self-doubt and you're sort of kind of sabotaging yourself, as it were. You're fearing the failure, you're fearing that it's all going to go wrong, and that perhaps actually makes it go wrong. So perhaps you need to look at that, and you need to sort of trust yourself and believe in yourself, which is not an easy thing to do, but perhaps you have to kind of switch off your doubts and say, okay, I recognise that I'm doubting. I recognise that I don't feel confident in myself, but I need to do it anyway. What's the worst that could happen? Oh, they say no. Oh, I fail. Okay. Will I still be alive after that? Yes, I will. That kind of thing needs to sort of go around your head. You will still live another day. There will still be other opportunities. You just gotta just keep ploughing at it, as it were. Right, and the other card, have a look at that, is Welcome to Solitude. It is time to replenish your weary soul. And I find that interesting that I've got that next to this card where this lady witch has gone off on her own, and she's replenishing her energy, or she's conjuring energy. Again, the fact that these two are sitting together sort of says to me, you do need to get this in order to allow yourself to fly away from the tower where you've got yourself stuck. You really do need to, if I show you these two together, take some time and replenish those energies, and you will find that you will feel so much better and so much ready to go. Hold off any really important things that can wait, and just focus on the important things that maybe can't wait, or are imminent, and just slowly take each day as it comes and build yourself back up again. Okay, right. Now we get on to, I've got a couple of angel blessing cards. I'm going to have a look at those. And the first I have for this one is Unite. Stay grounded in reality, activate your chakras, and radiate love to the world. Here we are. Lovely little card there. And it's interesting to see three figures there, all slightly different. And they seem to be joined together at the top by some sort of line between the three of them, which is rather interesting. Right, let's look at the other angel card. Now, this one talks about friendship. Be friends with who will support you. Strengthen your solar plexus chakra. Now, that's really interesting because unite and friendship. It really feels like it's saying, yes, you need to go away on your own and replenish and everything else. But when you come out of that solitude, when you reopen yourself, it's time to find kindred souls. It's time to find people that are into what you're into, rather than just people pleasing the people around you, and get them to help you move forward. That's going to be your next step when you go out to find, and you discard your wings and you fly out the tower. You need to be looking for people who are kindred souls, who are on your side, on your wavelength, not people who just pretend to be your friend and then disappear, or they snitching you behind your back and all that kind of stuff. You don't need that. You need good, solid, reliable friends who are there for you whenever. Okay. Right, and the next lot of cards, we still haven't got some tarot cards yet, but we will do. Right, I've got my Whispering Woodland cards, and for that we have Resilient and Forbearance. So resilient, we've got stay strong as the evergreen trees. Okay. This one is forbearance. Forbear. Do not be deterred by the thorn amidst the roses. Don't let somebody's icks, as it were, they call it icks, don't they? Don't let somebody's little quirks put you off getting to know them, because you might find that they're going to be a real asset to you. And sometimes when you meet somebody and they're being a bit crabby or moody, and they might not be very nice to you the first time, you might find it's because they've got a lot of stuff on their mind like you have, and you just caught them on a really bad day. I always think when you first meet someone, first impressions are important and all that kind of stuff, but sometimes maybe the third or fourth impression will likely be the real person. The first impression is always going to be your outer shell, your facade, if you know what I mean. Whereas 3 and 4, you're perhaps gonna get more down and deep with the real person. So worth sticking it out a little bit more. Right, okay, then we're gonna go into the tarot. And this month's tarot cards we've got 5 for you. I'm going to turn them over now. Right, okay. Right, we've got 2 reverses. We have 3 majors, one of which is reversed, an 8 and a 7, and we have a wand and a cup. Okay, right. I'll tell you what they are. Right, we have the Hermit reversed. Okay. We have the 8 of Wands. We have Temperance. Okay. We have the Emperor. And finally, we have 7 of Cups reversed. Okay. Now, when we look at these, again, this is about coming out of your shell. This is about this again. This is, month of March is when, we start coming into spring. The first sort of signs of spring are starting to show. I mean, this is full on lambing season now. So, yeah. So what we need to think about is how do we come out of ourselves? How do we present ourselves? Do we present a mask, or do we present ourselves? Us as ourselves. I mean, with Temperance is saying, yes, come out, do all those things, show yourself, don't be afraid. But Temperance also says, take it slow. Don't rush everything. Don't say yes to every invitation. Don't, go to every party. Be selective. Make sure you're making sure the people there are going to tailor to your needs. Otherwise, you're just going to get completely drained, and people are not going to see the best of you. So, do be mindful of that. And just because you turn somewhere down one time doesn't mean to say they won't ask you again. And if they don't ask you again, they're not worth it. They're totally not worth it. Anyway, then we have the Emperor. Here he is here. Okay. We have the Emperor and the 7 of Cups reversed. 7 of Cups reversed can mean all kinds of things. You know, it could mean nightmares. It could mean being unbalanced with our. Ooh, oh, we're getting yawning again. So I'm wondering if this is another little message about going off on yourself and making sure you do enough work on yourself and not burning out. Otherwise, you're going to end up with your mind just being completely frazzled by lots of things. I kind of feel when I'm looking at this emperor, he is sort of attending. I kind of feel like he's about to attend some costume place or costume, you know, like a costume party or a glamorous event where you have to dress up to the nines. You know, he's looking good, and he's sort of. I feel like he's waiting. He's waiting for you to turn up to go with him, and he's annoyed because you're late. Uh, he's looking rather annoyed about that, and you know that's why I say again, don't accept invitations to do something if it's going to be too much for you, because if it's too much for you, you might have overslept for this really important dinner date or party or you know, this event where he was expecting you to be there and you've let them down. So you don't want to be doing that. So what I would say is, yes, come out, show the world who you are. That's a brilliant thing to do. Take it one step at a time. Don't commit yourself. Don't agree to too many commitments. You know, take everything one step at a time and you'll be okay. If you start taking on everything and wanting to, because you want to fit in or you don't want to upset anybody, that's when you'll sort of get burnt out and you're going to end up with more problems. Okay, so that's my advice for you in March. Now, final little piece. This is your homework. Okay, right. This is from the mindfulness jar. I was saying we have this beautiful picture of the monks walking on the petals there. It's rather lovely, isn't it? Right. And our exercise for this month is silent walking. Take 10 minutes or longer to walk silently at some point during the day. You can do this indoors or outdoors. Remain silent throughout the entire walk so that you can hear what your mind is producing. As your attention is drawn to particular objects in your environment or thoughts, feelings, sounds, sensations in your body, call them out by saying them 3 times. For example, when a car passes by, say to yourself, car, 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 because that sounds like the crows where I live. If you start to feel stress in your body, you say stress 3 times. Notice what happens when you do this. Continue to label everything and repeat as you notice. Okay, interesting. You might something to try. Or so if I see people roaming around the park going stress, 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 I'll know why. You've been picking up my readings, not leaving me a like or subscribing, which you should be doing if you're really nice people, which I'm sure that you are. Okay, and I shouldn't say should. I'd like you to, if you would be very kind to leave me a little like, a little comment, give me a subscription. That would be more lovely, especially if I'm a bit poorly. And anyway, I hope you have a wonderful month. I hope the weather really starts improving and we have some fantastic, lovely spring weather to look forward to. Definitely. I hope so anyway. And so all that remains to be said is take care of yourselves and mind how you go. Hello, Pile 2, and welcome to your reading. It's lovely to be back after suffering the effects of flu in the family. So here I am, and hopefully I shall muddle through the brain fog and the snotty noses, and we will give you a lovely reading for March 2023. Right, so let's begin. Now, the card you chose was Nostalgia. There you are. That's your card. Nostalgia. Focus on the here and now. So, what that makes me think, and my initial thoughts is that perhaps we've been sort of looking back in the past with a bit of a whimsical eye, and perhaps we need to be a little bit more realistic about how things were. Bit of Earl Grey there. Keep the spirit going. Right, okay. So yes, that's kind of what I'm feeling with this. Is you're um little bit stuck in a way because of perhaps thinking of good times past and how those good times are not here anymore. But as I say, good times are what you make them, so you can make good times in the present. So perhaps it's time that you did. Right, I am just looking up. I'm not getting distracted. I'm just looking up your reading. Your told you, brain fog. I'm looking up your musical oracle, because I've used a music oracle card, and the music oracle you have got is Iggy Pop, of all creatures. Right, okay. We have here a little bit on him, which is fast, brash, and outrageous, loud, shrewd, and violent. Iggy and the Stooges swaggered out of Michigan in the 1960s. Less a hand, less of a band, more of a street fight. Well, that sounds fun. They were self-destructive embodiment of mayhem, entropy, and the chaos of cultural uprising. Yeah, we could do one. I'm not encouraging you, mine, but you know. Right, okay. Iggy introduced himself. Iggy himself was the ultimate drug-raved groupie shagging icon of excess. A human firework, a man who took the limitations of flesh and bones as a personal affront. Somehow, against all the odds, having travelled to the brink of madness just to see what it was like, he survived. And the Dionysiac, deranged neighbourhood threat of old has morphed into a more meditative, bookish, albeit permanently topless, model citizen. So that is rather fun, wasn't it? Right. And his little message to you guys is, oops, I've just dropped a card. See, that's wants to be taken notice of. It's one of the tarot cards. I'll get it there a sec. Oh, you are being difficult. Which one are you? Why are you being difficult? Okay. That's interesting. That was the Nine of Cups. So we'll have a little look at that lately. That sounds rather interesting. As the Nine of Cups dropped as I'm reading from Iggy's card here. Right. We've got for attitude, don't waste time growing up. Good point, actually. It's not worth it. Lifestyle, turn rejection into an art form. Wise words. And finally, inspiration. If you want inspiration, you have to sneak up on it and catch it unawares. Cool. Right. Okay, certainly a lot to think about there. I think I forgot to do Billie Holiday's one, so brain fog's is like. But anyway, maybe she didn't have anything to say. Right, okay. A bit of Earl Grey, never hurt anybody. Right. So we've already got our tarot cards making a bit of a noise here, and this is going to be a rather interesting reading, I think. Right. Chaos has already ensued. Iggy Pop's energy is floating about through this whole reading. Right. Okay. I'm going to go straight to the Whispering Woods Oracle decks, or the Oracle cards. I picked 2 for you. And the 2 that have come through is Hope. An idea like a single acorn could start a wondrous forest. That is so true. And the second one is Trust. The robin trusts her wings, not the branch she sits on. Very true. You got to trust in yourself. Right, okay. Then we have, I'm going to go to the Everyday Witch Oracle. Okay, we've got 2 of those again. And we have, these 2 are lovely because they match. Oh, I've got to show you these. Right, we have Gratitude and Thanks. Okay, and then we have Listening to Wisdom. And don't they match lovely? All these lovely purple colours. Oh, it's so cool. Love these purpley bright colours. And it's like, you know, I want to say that the first card does feel to me like hope. It feels to me like, you know, she's very hopeful. She has all these butterflies around her, which against transformation. You know, what are we transforming into while we're focusing on the here and now? We're trying to put, you know, the ideologies aside and focus on the real. You know, we're trying to, you know, nostalgia is idealizing the past. It's not the real past. You know, we need to, you know, if you want the real past, go read a history book or go and talk to someone who was actually there, rather than you know, your perception of it through TV and media and stuff like that, you know. But anyway, we have this lovely lady with her cat and her saucer of milk. It just feels like, well, it feels like spring. This card really does feel like spring, and it says to me that there's a lot of really good opportunities coming in the spring. There's a lot of waking up and smelling the coffee and or your Earl Grey. You know, and again with the other card with listening to wisdom, you know, we need to be listening out for the birds coming out and you know, making nests for their babies, and the morning chorus. I always find it is such a beautiful thing to listen to in the morning when the morning chorus happens. You know, it's lovely. It makes you feel like everything's coming to life again. You don't really hear it so much in the winter, but on sunny days in the winter you can sometimes hear the morning chorus, and the night chorus sort of lulls you to sleep, you know, especially if you're fortunate enough to hear it in the summer as you're going to sleep, and like the windows open and you can hear the birds singing as their last sort of song before they go to bed. It's really lovely. Yes, so we need to listen out. We need to listen out to these wonderful, uplifting sounds, and really sort of focus on all the beautiful things happening now. Go for a walk in the park and just focus on the now. Rather than focusing on the past or the future, just everything here and now. What you can hear, what you can see, what you can feel, what you can taste even in the air, what you can smell, you know, just really drink all that in, and, you know, you'll find some interesting insights. Right, I'm going to move on to my Avalon Magic cards, okay? They're these little dinky cards with these beautiful, beautiful pieces of artwork on them. The first one here, he certainly looks like either he's King Arthur or he's Merlin. He could very much be Merlin, this fella, couldn't he? Very glamorous and wise and everything. And the other one, which I'm delighted to see, is dragons. And I do love my dragons. And here they are. Here's a couple of them having a good old, either they're meeting up going, hey, or they're about to take part in some sort of dragon battle. But yes, I know, I'm very into my Game of Thrones. You can see behind me my George R. R. Martin. So I'm not just into Tolkien, I'm into George R. R. Martin as well. There's no saving me. Fantasy girl, here I am. Right, anyway, we're going to have a look at these now with our Merlin fella here. We've got your life lessons will be repeated until they are learnt. Guidance is on the way. Ooh, what have we not been learning? We're supposed to learn from the past, not revel in it, not have our own ideas about what the past was. We actually need to be learning from the past. So perhaps that's again with this whole nostalgia thing. We need to buck our ideas up perhaps a little bit. And the second one is, do not look for validation in others. Be uniquely you and follow your own path. You don't need other people to tell you whether you're good or not good. You just need to just carry on until it's no good thinking, oh, I'm not going to do that because nobody will like that. I do it because you love it. If it's something you love, you will find others who will love you for doing what you love, if you know what I mean. Don't follow what everybody else is doing. I kind of feel this is the energy I'm getting here. This really feels like either somebody starting up a social media channel, or wanting to be an influencer or something. That's the energy I'm getting from these. And my feeling to you is, don't just copy what everyone else is doing, just because that's too easy. Just go your own way and do your own thing. Yes, I do daily, weekly, monthly tarot, but I also want to put some tarot readings together that are ideas that are uniquely mine. I see a lot of people doing, watch this now, and they put all these clickbait titles on and things like that, and I don't feel comfortable with that. I want to try and just create some ideas myself, create some readings myself that are not what those are. And so that's kind of what I want, kind of where I'm gonna head. But of course, I need to do sort of dailies and weeklies in order just to keep everything running. So I'm still around. Anyway, I digress. Right, we are moving on to the angel blessings. And with the angel blessings, we have surrender. Release all tension, mental, emotional, physical. The universe will support you. There you go. So there's lovely swirliness and stuff. It's almost like you're falling into something and just letting yourself fall and hoping that you'll be caught at the bottom. Sometimes you've got to take that risk. True light is the second one. Are you afraid of expressing your gifts? It's time to step into the light. There you are. Really, really good. So again, there's this tentativeness. There's this, should I or shouldn't I? Should I just do what everyone else is doing? Then that way I'll get loads of likes and stuff like that. These things take time. I say, I'm only a baby channel. I haven't even got 100 followers yet, But that's not important at the moment. What's important is I find myself, I find my people, I find my rhythm in all of this, and especially as the spring, I want to do other kinds of videos if I can get out. But obviously, with my son being a part-time school, it's very hard, especially this week. So we're all supposed to be going back to respective schools and work, and everyone came down with flu, so that kind of didn't happen. So we're a little week behind. Anyway, um, I think in some ways it gave me a little bit of time to think about things and think about where perhaps my channel could be going and how I can do things in a way that's not wearing me out or stressing me out and things like that. So that's why I decided to come back when I came back. I would do my monthly reading first, and then I will do my weeklies, and then come back into the dailies and just sort of bring myself gently back into the fold, as it were. So again, I'm digressing, but here we go. A bit of Earl Grey to get me back on track. So what I would say is with these, it is time to come out, but do your thing. Don't do what everyone else is doing. And if it doesn't get likes, that doesn't mean it was wrong. It doesn't mean that it was useless or crap, because you might find a few months down the line that there'll be one video that people will go, wow, and then everyone will watch it, and then everyone will go, oh, what else has she got? Or he, or whatever, or they. They will say, yeah, I'll have a look. And suddenly you'll get loads of views. Don't sweat it, I'm not sweating it, I'm just having fun. Yes, I want to make more of it. Yes, I would like to make a career of this. But if that's not meant to be, then that's not meant to be. But in the meantime, I can have fun, can't I? Right, okay. We are there. We are at the tarot time. Okay. Righty-ho. Right, we've already said that the Nine of Cups decided that she was going to pop out, fall on the floor, and then make it very awkward for you to pick her up again. So she obviously wants to make herself very much known here. And she's the first card in the tarot part. So why would a wish be so much trouble? Is it a case of careful what you wish for? Have you wished for something and then got it and realised it's not what you want? Anyway, we're going to have a look and see how these cards are. Whoa! We have the King of Cups. Followed by, we are cupping tonight, ladies and gents. And theys. We are cupping tonight. We have the Eight of Wands as well. Followed by another cup. Two of Cups. No, they're not reversed. And finally, we have the Four of Swords. Perhaps you need a bit of rest after all these cups. Right, okay. Obviously, he's definitely saying relationship, emotional, and almost very different to the Oracle cards. There's a completely different energy with these cards. It's the man of your bad woman day, whatever. Bad woman, non-binary. It's someone coming into your life, and you feel they are the person of your dreams. They are, you just cannot believe we just had Valentine's. You cannot believe this person's in your life. You're just overwhelmed at the thought of this person chose you. This person, either this has been a wedding proposal or a proposal to be more than friends. or your relationship's taking that extra step. Whatever the stage the relationship's in, it's moving forward in a way that you didn't expect. And perhaps this wish come true. Perhaps this is what you want. But perhaps you're a little bit, you didn't expect things to move so fast, and you're thinking, oh, I'm not sure about this. This the Eight of Cups here makes me feel there's a little bit of doubt. Why is this moving so fast? I didn't expect all this, now. There just seems to be a little bit of resistance. It's like you've got what you want, but then you're holding back, either in fear or confusion. And what I would say with this is just take it one step at a time. The Four of Swords. There's no need to rush. There's no need to panic. Okay, you're feeling a bit overwhelmed by everything, but don't panic about it. It's going to be okay. Just if you feel you can trust the other person, then just say, can we take our time? Can we take things one day at a time? This could be moving in with what it is. It's a threshold thing, okay? And I feel you've agreed to this threshold thing, and now you're having second thoughts, which is quite natural. There's no harm in saying that you're not quite ready, but you will be. And I don't feel this is a oh no, I don't want this after all, blah blah blah. I feel everything's moving too fast, and I'm feeling overwhelmed. And there's no harm in saying that. If your significant other really cares for you, really loves you, they'll really respect you for that. It's just to say, oh, well, this is a bit sudden. Could we just not rush into anything? Can we just take each day as it comes and see where everything ends up? And if they're a decent human being, they will be like, okay, I'm here when you're ready, and they will just wait for you until you're ready. But yeah, if you've met the love of your life and now you're feeling a bit, oh my God, how do I deal with this? Just take it one step at a time. And if the other person does get a bit stroppy about it, well, maybe they aren't the love of your life, because no one should get stroppy about people asking for boundaries and people asking for space and people asking for, you have the right to do that. You have the right to ask for space, ask for boundaries, ask for time to yourself, and any partner should respect that. Okay, right. We've got almost to the end, but I have some homework for you. Right. Now we have this lovely picture. I mean, I'm not a townie. We've got this. Looks like New York. It looks like. I would find this a bit scary, to be honest. But others would find this like really awesome. But to me, it just looks really scary. There we go. I see it's something like New York or somewhere like that. Right. Full sensory awareness exercise. This one you do right now. Ooh. Wherever you are, just stop and look around. When it's safe to do so, become aware of everything around you. Everything that your senses pick up. How do you feel? Do you feel overstimulated? Do you feel anxious? Take a moment to appreciate where you are and what is happening, along with how you're actually feeling in this very moment. That's good. That might be quite a nice way of grounding, actually, when you've listened to this reading or other readings. That might be a really good way of just grounding. But that's certainly something, some exercise to do over the month and see how you get on. And I'm going my next monthly reading. I'll probably leave you a little bit of homework like that, and probably the weekly readings will get one as well. I think these would work really nicely as sort of little bit of homework, as it were. That's what I'm going to call it anyway. Right. It's been so lovely to read for you again. I am glad to be back, and I hope to see you soon when I get my weekly and daily readings back off the ground again. And all that remains to be said is to take care of yourself. Try not to get the flu. There's a lot of things out there that are not very nice. Flu and the other one. And so, all that remains to be said is take care, look after yourself, and mind how you go. Hello, pile 3, and welcome to your reading. It's so nice to be back after suffering the effects of the flu. We've had flu in the family, and it's just been, what a week. Anyway, we're getting past that, and now we're going to move forward, and hopefully next week will be brilliant. Right, okay. Now, I'm kind of feeling a little bit drawn to this reading myself, so I don't know how this is going to pan out. So perhaps there's a message for me in here. Who knows? Right. So, the card that we have, or the card that we have chosen, that we felt drawn to, is Princess. You can be your own knight. You know, you can rescue yourself. Now, if any of you have been drawn to two, that might also be worth reading, because it's kind of, with that one, they're sort of flying out of the tower, whereas this one, so that might be kind of a follow-on from this one, if you know what I mean. But this one, she's preparing. She's preparing to escape from the tower, which is great. You know, you don't always need to sit there around waiting for some prince to come along and save you. 9 times out of 10, there's no one coming. You know, there is no prince. It doesn't exist. You know, and if he did exist, he's, you know, how do you know that he's rescuing you for the right reasons anyway? And who wants to be rescued? You know, it should be an equal thing. You know, you should better rescue yourself and then meet the guy outside and say, right, let's go for a bit. You know, we don't need rescuing. We need equality. You know, and if they do rescue you, they're always going to have that over on you, aren't they? I rescued you. Don't you remember? You should be grateful to me. Yeah, it just gives them an entitled complex. No rescuing. Right, okay. We've gone over that bit. Right, and I've got a music oracle for you this month, and the music oracle I have is Leonard Cohen. Now, I believe this is the Hallelujah guy, isn't it? Let me have a look in my blurb on these. I'm sure this is the guy that wrote Hallelujah. Right, let's have a look. It is! I knew it! Right, here we go. Initially a novelist and poet, Leonard Cohen was 33 by the time he released his first album. His unforgettable growl and maudlin lyric genius established him as the eternal laureate of love-lorn introverts, self-proclaimed outsiders, and forsaken waifs everywhere. That's me. He regarded his songs as investigations into the hidden mechanics of love, sex, war, religion, and death. Ironically sentimental, always striving for honesty and profundity. A merciless chronicler of delusions, disappointments, and bittersweet truths. Cohen inspired an extraordinary devotion among his adoring acolytes and fellow artists. In his later years, he enjoyed remarkable renaissance. His song, Hallelujah, becoming a ubiquitous anthem for our age. Yes. That song. It's done that a few times at various different concerts and things, It is a very, very beautiful song, especially singing it in a choir. It's just, Anyway, I digress. Gonna have a little sip of the tea because we're still a little bit under the effects of flu. And then we shall continue. Right, now, I've got these everyday witch oracles, which are my next stop. And these are rather lovely. It's purple again. It's both of them have got this lovely purple. Purple's my favourite colour. So I'm really feeling that this certainly has some messages in here for me as well as you guys. Right, okay. We have this lovely lady here. Meditation for clarity, I think that is. And this has got this lovely lady in purple with her lovely cool scarf and her lovely stripy leggings. And she's got a purple witch's hat. I would love a purple witch's hat. Anyway, I keep going. Right, so I'm just looking at all the lovely things she's got. Yeah. Oh, it's her broom. That's what that little shape was. Right, okay, she's got some incense going, and she's looking into the water, and she's meditating on what she sees. And we have her little Siamese, and it's like a proper traditional Siamese as well. Siamese cat. I always wanted a Siamese cat when I was little. Apparently, I've heard they're not very nice cats, but they always look pretty to me. But anyway, she's here with her cat, chilling, looking at the pool, and seeing what shapes she's going to get, what wisdom is going to be given to her through the pool. Okay, and then the other one, that's sort of really a real sort of watery feel about it, the energy of water, whereas the other card sort of balances it out with the energy of earth. And we have here seasonal harvest, and our lovely sort of garden witch here, she's picking herbs and getting to grips with her garden with another little cat friend there. And, she's busily beavering away in the garden. And got her lavender there and all sorts. And they just, possibly where I have them placed on the table, they really feel like they balance each other out. For me, I'm very drawn to water, though I'm a very strong earth sign. I'm a triple earth sign of all things. And so to see the sort of earth and water balanced out, that kind of really appeals to me. And I live by the sea as well. So I've always said that my dream house would be a house in the woods by the sea. That would be my dream house. And so manifest. I want my house by the sea in the woods. Right. Okay, moving on. We've got the angel blessings. And I will say, I do feel that these cards are kind of saying, these everyday witch cards, that the message I'm getting from them very much so is balance, and that everything is in balance. Not only to seek balance, but everything is in balance, and which is interesting as we approach, I think, the next wheel on the, I sort of do observe the wheel of the year, kind of. I think it's Ostara, or for mundane's Easter, and that is sort of the equilibrium of and the sort of, what's the word for it? Life and death, and more about life, more about new life with eggs and baby bunnies and all of that. although I prefer hares. I think hares are more beautiful. I love their long ears, their long uh, like legs, that's it. Free folk again. I love their long ears and their legs and the way that they move through the ground, and they're just so beautiful. I just love them. I'm not as I don't mind rabbits, but hares are my thing. So and they're out free. Out in the fields free rather than being stuck in a hutch somewhere. But anyway, one digresses too much. So, moving on to these angel blessing cards, we have here the sacred space. Is that one here? I know it's a little bit, my light can be make it a little bit difficult to see, but that one there is sacred space. It says, go for a walk in nature and the answer will come when your mind is peaceful. Now, I really do want to get back outside. The weather is getting milder, which is always great, but with my son being like in school for 3 hours a day, it can be a little bit difficult to catch up on things as it is, in the house, let alone going out and doing things outside the house. But we will get there. Right. Resting. Only stillness can nurture you deep yin energy within. So here we go. There's a little fairy asleep there. It kind of looks like me a little bit with the dark hair, doesn't it? Yeah. So I think the message here is, if I look at them with my everyday witch cards, I feel like the meditation and the sacred space and I need to find, or we need to find peace within we need to find march to peace within the sacred space, and to perhaps work on that more. As I say, I find that difficult because of my circumstances, but I'm hoping at some point that my son will go back to school full time. Fingers crossed. And so, I can put more of these plans into place. But I think what this is saying is, whatever my difficulties are, whatever my barriers are, I still need to put these things in place, even if I can't do a lot with it. 5 minutes of meditation is better than none at all, if you know what I mean. And then the other one, resting, and then the seasonal harvest. Again, they do feel like they're together. They do feel like I have a very tiny yard outside, and I've often wanted to put out some window boxes, grow vegetables in it and stuff like that. So I kind of feel perhaps this is saying this will be good for me in my physical health and my mental health and stuff like that, and your physical health and your mental health. Perhaps we need to all look, and if we haven't got nice gardens, we need to perhaps think to ourselves, well, what can we plant, what can we grow? If we can't grow the my dream would be to like have an allotment or something, and a polytunnel, and just grow loads of stuff, and that would be just amazing. So yeah, maybe I need to see if I can apply for an allotment, but it might be years. But then you've got to be in it to win it, haven't you? Okay, so yeah, lots to think about in this reading. Right, March. We are March 2023. We need to get back to nature and grow plants, grow stuff. Right. Okay. Now I'm going to go straight to my Whispering Forest cards next. Just to sort of see some advice words that are going to govern us through March. And we've got Origins, remember your roots. And Cleanse, wash your weary spirit clean and take a walk in the wooded glades. There we go. Cleanse. So I think this is encouraging us to think about what we've already achieved. Looking at origins. Remember your roots. Remember where you came from. Remember where you were when you started this journey of self-discovery and self-development and self-improvement. Um, and don't forget how far you've come to where you are now, because where you are now is nowhere near where you were then, if you know what I mean. Right, and cleanse. Find this time. It sort of says perhaps that this is more of a cleansing time to step back, a time to take things a little bit slower, and develop yourself. Just ponder things really carefully. Don't rush anything. Don't because that's rush things. Something that could be amazing comes out all right. You want it to still be amazing. Take your time over it. That's one thing you learn when you sew. I mean, I hand sew a lot of things, and I kind of feel that I don't mind working with the sewing machine. I can work with the sewing machine. I just find that I like the meditation of sewing by hand, and where it leads you to think and how you lose yourself, and then ideas come to you, and I just don't get that on a machine. But anyway, I digress. I also find I can put my energy into things. If I'm making something magical, or to use in magic, I feel hand sewing it is so important, as opposed to just machine sewing it. Because then if you're putting your energy in, if you're putting protection into it or something like that, then it just feels a lot stronger if you hand sew it. Anyway, that's just my thing, right? Anyway, I appreciate not everybody is in a position to hand. Some people, their joints or their disability doesn't enable them to do that. But that's so. What's it called? Machine sewing is no less beautiful and lovely. It just, for me, it doesn't feel right. That's me, not you. Even though this reading is for us, we're enjoying this reading together. Chin chin. I'd like to know what your tea is or your drink is. So if you're having a drink on the side while you're watching this, just pop a little comment and tell me what you're drinking. This is just a cup of Earl Grey, which I've just finished now. It's carried me through all of these readings, so just let me know in the comments. Right, come on, digressing again. Right, you can tell how pleased I am to be back doing this. Anyway, so we have my Arthurian ones, which is the Arthurian magic. We have our lady here who could be. I wonder if she's the lady of the lake, because it looks like she might have fins on her face, or gills on her face. I don't know if you can see it very clearly there, but she kind of looks like she belongs to fairy rather than to the sort of mortal human world. So, but she does look rather beautiful, doesn't she? So we're going to see what she's got to say, or what's on her card. And then this one. This is I'm pretty sure this is Arthur. Crown on. Bit of a giveaway. So we have King Arthur in this reading as well. So let's have a look. Right, let's see what they have for us. So we've got our moist maiden, our Lady of the Lake. I'm going to call her Lady of the Lake because I kind of feel she is. And we've got love yourself for the courage you've shown to arrive at your best version today. Wow. Yay. All this month, She's saying, be proud of yourself. Look at yourself. Well done, you. Brilliant. Right, and then the second one, King Arthur. Right, it says, be fierce, be brave, do things that challenge you. Search for your own sacred grail. Ooh, yeah. So we'll go out and get go out and look for a new mug. You know? Want to send me a holy grail? It's fine. Right, okay, let's move on. We are going to move on to our tarot. And our tarot this month is the Darkwood Tarot. This one is such a foxy tarot. It really is. You kind of feel like, oh, you've got it. And then there's a little twist and turn. I'm still sort of feel like... Pardon me. I still feel like I'm at the beginnings of understanding this deck. So I'm getting a yawn. Now, when I get a yawn, that kind of means that there's an energy here, or there is a really strong message, or that perhaps I'm not using my energy in the right way, or something like that. But I kind of feel that this pack is it's a very tricky. It feels like twists and turns, like you are going through a dark wood, and all the things that you meet on it. And I'm slowly getting to understand this deck. I still want to say her. some of my decks I kind of feel are really, really feminine, and this is one of them. This is my, and I must admit I do love her. She's beautiful. But she is a bit of a hard woman, so I all due respect to her. Right, okay, let's have a look and see what she's got to tell us today. Right, right. Ooh. Okay, right. For the first card, this is definitely this reading aimed towards me. Queen of Pentacles. Okay. Being a Taurus, that's quite and with the bunny, which is actually a hare, because look at his ears. He's not just a bunny, he's a hare. Lovely. Okay. And then we have the sun. Okay, that one. Then after that, we have the Four of Cups. And then we have the Ace of Cups. And finally, we have Judgment. All right. Now, ooh. I kind of feel we are still on our journey. We haven't reached our destination of where we're going. You know, I kind of feel like things are good at the moment. Things are really looking bright. Perhaps we've done a bit. I kind of feel there's been a bit of a rest period, and everything's just sort of come to a bit of stillness. But it's time to move forward again. It's time to move on to the next stage of the journey. And our horse that is leading us is leading the way to wherever the next stage of our journey is going. And I kind of feel, again, we have got, looking at this, we have two major cards, and we have two cup cards, and we have a court card, which is a pentacle. So there's one pentacle. Now, I kind of feel that when I'm looking at the Four of Cups, I see a lot of choices before before us, a lot of options to go for. It could be minor things. It could be me and my readings. What reading should I go for? What, should I just stick to what I'm doing, or should I do other things, or should I, I've got a lot of. Should I focus more on my writing? Should I focus more on my, I've got a lot of things going on, and I'm trying to. This is like from my perspective, and maybe you're the same. Maybe you have a lot of things that are before you, a lot of decisions to make. And it's not like with a lot of things where you've got one decision between two things. You've kind of got a lot of things on your plate, a lot of I say thumbs in pies. A lot of thumbs in pies, as it were. And perhaps you're thinking, do I get rid of one? Do I maybe focus on this area more, or how do I balance this out? And yet somebody's coming along with even more, with another juicier option, and I kind of feel they're going to catch you off guard. So, oh no, I don't think it's anything bad. I just kind of feel like someone is either they have you in their sights already, or they're going to have you in their sights soon. There could be a friend, they might not be, but they see something in you that either they want or they admire, and they have something to offer. So it's not like they don't have anything to offer you. I can feel they're quite cunning. They're quite clever. They can draw things out of you without you realizing it. A bit of a charmer as well. This could be male, female, non-binary. We're not fussed here. And so just watch out for that. You'll sit there pondering over, oh, should I be doing this? And should I be doing that? Or maybe I need to fix this. From my point of view, I feel like it's me going, right, Mondays I'm going to do this, Tuesdays I'm going to do that, Wednesdays I'm going to do this. But I feel somebody's going to come in and throw another little juicy offer into the pot and say, well, okay, that's going to be a little bit unexpected, as it were. It might just be a little bolt out of a little email out of the blue, a little message out of the blue. It will be something. It's genuine. And it might lead off to some interesting things, but it might take you away from other things. So you've really got to think of whether this is, really, really what you want. But it might be, and it might be fun. And why not? But the feeling I'm getting, the more I look into this offer, is that it's actually quite a good thing. And the reason I say that is because of this card. There's a real sense here that this is going to bring you more happiness than you can imagine. There's a lot more. There's a lot on offer here, and it's like I want to say winning the golden ticket. I don't know why I want to say winning the golden ticket. Excuse me. But it's like somebody coming along. In this part, it's a nice juicy rabbit. Here, it's a nice golden ticket or a nice shiny coin. This could be a little bit of a. I kind of feel like a charismatic person who is offering you something really, really juicy and nice and shiny. If that kind of resonates. And Judgment card in this deck in particular is quite interesting because it implies that we sometimes need to even though we feel reluctant or a bit scared or a bit, this is out of my comfort zone, as it were, um, the judgment card says that perhaps we need to surrender to the moment, to surrender to the opportunity. Our heroine here, who is the witch, navigating her way through the dark wood. And so I've done a little bit of research on this card, so I was quite interested to see it come up. I kind of had a feeling it was going to come up as well, so I do feel that there is some messages for me in this reading. But she's sort of saying, and these are messages I've been getting for a while about, but I was like, well, what do I surrender to? I was getting this idea of surrendering to the moment, surrendering to the process, as it were, surrender to the process. That's a message I've been getting a lot. And in this, the vampire transforms the witch into a vampire, into a new person, as it were. And it's almost like, she sort of surrenders to it and sees where it takes her. So again, I kind of feel that this is the next stage of the journey. You've come on this journey alone. You've put you've put a lot of work into it already for yourself, but there's going to come a point where somebody's going to come along and either offer to mentor you or help you in some way that is going to push what you're doing even better than what it is now. But you may have to accept that some of your ideas, some of your, or not ideas, but some of your, it's like, dare I say it, somebody might say, well, you need to cut your hair, or you need to do this, or you need to, I don't know, have a trainer, or it's that kind of thing. It could be you'd work slightly differently. It could be, but it's kind of going to be uncomfortable at first, but then it's going to be to your benefit later on. So you kind of have to, I'd be devastated if somebody asked me to cut my hair. I'd be like, I'd cry. Because my hair means a lot to me. And, but, there would have to be some really exceptional circumstances for me to cut my hair. Anyway, it's not impossible. Right. So be on the watch for that. There is a big opportunity, but you're going to have to sacrifice some of your currently held opinions or beliefs, or a kind of maybe to have to take on things that you don't entirely agree with, or it's not about selling out or anything like that. It's more about being less stubborn about things. God, that's really hard for me because I am a stubborn bird. I want to know if I've got to change something, I want to know exactly why and what the purpose is and why should I do it. And I'm not one of these people who can just say, oh, okay, then I'll do that. No, I'm a bit like, well, why should I do that? And, explain it. Send me an essay. I can understand that. Right, okay. So the final part of this reading for March, and I hope you've enjoyed it so far. I have. Is our last. Not our last. This is about our little bit of homework. So I'm going to do it too, seeing as I felt this particular reading was actually aimed at me as well. I'm going to do it too. And this one, lovely picture of. I've always wanted one of these. I tell you, I like to hang this up because I've always wanted to have a VW camper. They're just, this is a childhood thing. I remember growing up around these. They are just so awesome. I'd love one. But anyway, I like Beetles as well. So Right, here we go. So this one is change your language. Ooh. Today, and ideally from this moment on, take notice of your language. Think of the words you use, like food. You want to feed your subconscious healthy words. For example, if you tell a kid don't miss the bus, he thinks about missing the bus and how bad it is. So his subconscious registers that message as negative. But if you say, hey, let's be early for the bus today, the subconscious registers it as a positive thought. Try to swap out all the negative words can't, don't, shouldn't with positive alternatives. Start feeding your mind with positive words, and your emotions and actions and outcomes will follow suit. Ooh, so what's happened there? My thing's gone dark. I hope you're still there. I hope it doesn't go dark on the screen, but for some reason it's gone dark. I will have to have a look at that. Right. Anyway, hope you enjoyed that, and I hope to see you soon. All that remains to be said is, I just thought for a minute it had gone out, but no, it hasn't. Take care, look after yourself, and mind how you go.